Hello everyone, I'm back with a very overdue winter vlog. Although I started filming at the beginning of winter, we are now approaching the last few weeks and soon winter will be behind us and spring will be upon us. So in an attempt to fill you in on what's been happening over the last few months, I'll be sharing a snapshot of my creative activities. So let's begin with December and a prompt challenge I set myself to draw throughout winter. Here's Mel with the details. Hi guys, welcome to a crispy cold Cornwall here on the Lizard Peninsula. We've woken up to a very, very hard frost, and although down by the coastal path it kind of hasn't really affected it, on my way to it over the roads and paths it's been very, very slippery, so it's been a bit treacherous actually getting to here, but I am hopefully going to be doing some sketching and doing my Joy of Sketching prompts over the winter months. So today I'm going to be doing the prompt of water, and as you can see behind me there's a lot of water, so I thought this would be a good place to do it. So I'm going to head down there and find somewhere to sketch and just do some little sketches, drawings of the water. Thankfully all of the frost isn't on this step, probably because there's a lot of sand and salt in the gravel, so all the frost has melted here, which is very good. Otherwise I think it would be very hard to get down here. Lots of little benches. There's one there and there's one further up there, so they're quite good for seating and taking in the view. You can see there's one actually over there as well. See, there's a bit of ice. So I have found a little spot to sit on, a rock. I put the foam thing on the rock so it's a little bit cushioned, and the view in front of me, I can see the sea, but I can also see this little stream. And so I think I'll just do a little sketch here, see how I get on. Maybe 10 minutes, I think. I haven't really told you though about this challenge that I'm setting myself. It's very low-key. But it's just really to keep me going outside during the winter months, so December, January, February. I've made a list of about 10 prompts, and each week I will try and do one of those prompts depending on my time and schedule. So today it is a cold day. It's about, well, it was registering -2 degrees. I think it's warmed up a bit now, and you can definitely see that the sun is melting away a lot of the frost that is on the roads. Down here though at the beach there's hardly any frost at all, because obviously it's all sand and salt, and it would have to be a really heavy snow shower to actually settle. So yeah, I'm going to do some sketching. Oh, and by the way, if you want to join in with these prompts, you are welcome to. I have put them in my community tab, so you can check them out there if you want to. But I'll check back in again, show you some progress, see how I get on, and I'll speak to you again. Just want to show you where I am with it at the moment. I've just put in this river, stream, really a stream, and you can see that I've started laying in the blue colours, and then also this using some water soluble crayons to get the shadows. So it's very cool, this palette. We've got blues, greys, and then this olive brown, and then another brown. So that's where I am at the moment. Trying to get some contrasts. I don't know if you can see, but over there, that you can see there's a bit of weather coming down. This kind of dark cloud, and you can see the weather coming down there. So even though it's really sunny here, I thought I'd kind of try to capture that just quickly here. This ominous cloud, and blues, and then I've just put in some yellows here. And whilst now I'm going to wait for this to dry, I'll do a few line works. I want to pick out some of the pebbles and some texture. So I'll do that with, I think I'll use my Payne's Grey, wherever that is. So there are my finished sketches. I would have loved to have actually brought some white, if I bring some white gouache with me, just to shape these clouds a bit better. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that, and the colour palette is very similar. Blues, cool colours, and then this kind of cool yellow. So I'm going to pack up now and head back up the hill, and hopefully a lot of the frost has now disappeared off the road, so it'll be a bit less hazardous to walk on. But yeah, that was kind of 20-30 minute sketch down here, and yeah, if you want to join in, please do. I'd love to hear if you are joining in with this winter prompt list. It'll be fun to hear how you get on. For most of December and January, my time and attention has been taken up with my course, The Joy of Sketching on Location, but amongst the business, I booked myself in on a couple of crafty activities. The first was a half-day seaweed workshop run by the Seaweed Institute. Kerry Holbrook and Ruth Cluckers both currently work commercially as seaweed harvesters on the Lizard Peninsula for the Cornish Seaweed Company, and they run the Seaweed Institute, and they want to connect people with seaweed. Cornwall is well known for its culinary treats and natural resources, and seaweed is one of them. However, over time this has been largely lost, so I thought it would be interesting to rediscover this rich culture of seaweed harvesting and pressing. We met at Lambidge Hall in Coverack, where I've previously been, and I went on my own, but recognised Susie from Porthleven, who I've worked on several projects with in the past, and so we sat together. During the session, we learnt about the craft of seaweed pressing, a Victorian practice that captures the underwater beauty of seaweeds. We discussed identification, the cultural history and the uses of this resource, while also tasting its varying flavours. After laying out the designs, we loaded them into a seaweed press where they would take several weeks to dry, which does remind me I have to go and pick mine up soon. The second crafty session I attended was run by Bits and Bobbins and was an evening making a wreath to decorate for Christmas. There were so many lovely bits of fresh cuttings and foliage, and I decided to use some orange slices and cinnamon sticks to finish mine off. Working as a self-employed illustrator can be quite isolating, and particularly during the shorter, darker days can feel even more so. So I've made an effort to organise with some other creative friends to meet up for a get-together. So we had a delicious lunch together in a local restaurant called Slice. I had wanted to visit this place for some time, so this was perfect excuse to go and sample the menu, and it did not disappoint. Christmas Day we were joined by Crixus and her husband, and my husband cooked a full roast, which was delicious. I completely forgot to film, so you're getting the aftermath here. And a few weeks later, Crixus returned the gesture and cooked for us a Latvian meal of black peas and bacon with kefir, a very filling dish for a cold day, which we greatly appreciated. We also got to look around the farm and came across the resident tortoise. There's Teddy the tortoise, who I think must be around 50 years old. I'm not sure, he might be older. But anyway, he's quite fun to watch, nibbling the lettuce and having a walk around the garden. As I mentioned, my course has taken a lot of my time, and particularly with setting up the scenes and getting to grips with using a teleprompter. Tony helped me test it out.
Should you prefer to listen on the move?
Should you prefer to listen on the move?
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. You do not need any prior knowledge or skills to complete the course, other than an openness to learn and the willingness to try something different. You'll need one of these. It's a piece of paper. You might want a clean one. I like dirty ones because they give it a bit more texture. Also notice I've got some folded over edges here. Better to straighten those out beforehand. Next up, time to put on your silly hat. Like so. Always when you're sketching, you should look the part. And now I look like Marcel Marceau, the famous mime artist. Not connected to sketching, but if he had done sketching, this is what he would have worn. Next, you should always make sure you've got suitable eyewear, particularly if you're short-sighted. However, I would recommend cleaning your glasses before putting them on. Unlike whoever has these. Oh my word, they're dirty again, yes.
Cat! As well as making and editing videos, I also decided to create a podcast for the course called The Joy of Sketching, and this involved me chatting with other well-known artists who sketch on location. Although I have done a number of interviews and I have a whole series called Creative Conversations on this channel, it was still nerve-wracking to email and invite them to chat with me. Liz Steele was a particular highlight, having followed her for some time, and we chatted for a good hour after we finished recording. So the course in total has around 25 videos where I look at and share a range of ideas, tips and advice for sketching on location. I also share the work of other artists that inspire me and my sketchbook journey from the last 5 years. It also includes 3 sketch walks around my local area where I share the history of the place, and students are encouraged to sketch along to the timed live scenes. These have particularly been a highlight and helpful to many on the course. And these are the pages that I created during the course. I thought you might like to have a look at some of the pages I created in preparation for the course, and also some of the quick drawings and exercises we did together. And so I thought I'd end this vlog by mentioning a few things that are coming up on the channel. I'm planning to create another prompt list for spring. I think this will be particularly useful if you're busy or need a push to get outside, and so I plan to film and document this. I have filmed an over the shoulder of my process of sketching one of the winter prompts, so I hope to get that edited and up. I also want to share my winter colour palette, or colours that I found I've been using more over this season, and think this will be interesting to see, and hopefully I can do one for each season this year. And also I'd like to do a studio tour. The last one was over a year ago and things have changed, particularly in preparing to teach online, with one piece of furniture making a huge difference to how I work. I'll also be posting some shorter videos with tips and advice for sketching on location, and I hope they will inspire and encourage you in your practice. So I think that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching and connecting and commenting. I really appreciate all of your comments and thoughts, and I look forward to speaking to you again really soon.